advice for the ages. She'd rather be honest than tell you lies. Entrepreneur still killing them with a vibe. Mom first, but now take away from the grind. Me up on the couch, grab your wine and give her some of your time. Hey, I'm just chatting with China. Come and talk it out, it's good for your soul. Sit back, relax, get comfortable. What we on next, you'll never know. Just let it flow, love.
Hey y'all! So listen, y'all know this is my favorite time of the year to be on the couch because I love to piss y'all off. I wouldn't be me if I did not bring the controversy. And on top of that, I'm starting out with the political side, and this year more than any other year that I've covered politics, it's been a little hot in the kitchen. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with everything that's been going on, but baby, it's been hot in the kitchen, so I hope y'all are ready to talk about it. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Marshina Latrice, and I am the host of Chat with China. As you guys know, my first shout out goes to my daughter. Shout out to my little JV cheerleader. We just had her first game last week. So, y'all, I am a cheer mommy of the Lakeland Dreadnoughts. Go Team Biscuit. Hi, Jasmine. So, shout out to my baby. Secondly, y'all listen. They tell y'all if they teach you enough, you'll be able to do it for yourself. I still don't do it as well as she does, but shout out to my slider, Ashley of Lovely Looks. I've been holding it down with my makeup, y'all. I think she would definitely approve. I done told y'all before, listen, the holiday seasons are coming up. Pictures are coming up. Y'all be taking pictures with y'all boyfriend, somebody's husband. Somebody is taking a picture with y'all. So definitely book Ashley for the look with Lovely Looks. Okay? All right. Listen, I would have got my hair done today, y'all. My stylist, I got to make her real because, baby, the way I walked in and the way I walked out was, I had just took out my braids, so I had like hair kind of all over the place. But anyways, Shawny Slays definitely gets me into the salon anytime that I need her. And she is actually the opening designer, well, one of the 3 opening designers. It's a collaboration for Strive for a Cause. More details will come on that. My nail tech, she texted me this week, and she was like, Marshina, do you need an appointment? And I really, really, really do. But I haven't had the time to go see her. But y'all, listen, I love Queendom Divine Nails. She does house calls now as well. So definitely follow her on Instagram, Queendom Divine Nails. TNT Security. I don't know if y'all saw my post on Instagram today, but y'all, my bodyguard don't play by me. I just want y'all to know, and I'm going to just leave it at that. But also, you can book him for personal and private event or details. But TNT Security, Neil Lee Photography. Listen, I keep telling y'all come to me and send these pictures, and y'all don't have these professional headshots. I know that y'all feel like he's expensive, but you have to invest in yourself. And when you do, invest with Neil Lee Photography. This, that, and the other. Listen, all of us going live tonight. It's me, Boss Fest, and this, that, and the other. So tune in to all 3 when you get a chance. But shout out to my guys. We have something that we're going to be dropping for you guys. I think Monday. We're dropping something for y'all. So tune in to all of our platforms on Monday. We have something special for y'all. As y'all know, my favorite shout out of all time, and I'm gonna say it like this every time. And I told y'all need to tell him that I'm saying this, so when y'all go see him, he knows that this PR work that I'm doing is working. But shout out to Reggie Cannon and Cannon Funeral Home. I'm never telling y'all to kill y'all people, but when they die, call Reggie Cannon and Cannon Funeral Home. He right down the boulevard, y'all. Okay. All right. So I gotta do something extra tonight for my guest, y'all, because she's more than just a guest. This is actually my sister in love. We're going to dedicate tonight's episode to her. She didn't know that yet, y'all, but we're going to dedicate tonight because this is actually her second time on the couch, and we don't just come with the controversy. We do come to educate, and she's just one of those people. I love when she talks to me about politics. I think we stood in the parking lot the other day for like 20 extra minutes talking about politics. Things that the conversations y'all need to have, and it actually befits tonight because we're having the conversations that we want and sometimes need to have without the fear of being judged. We should be able to talk about politics amongst our friends and family without worrying about, damn, they gonna judge us, or damn, they family. So I gotta dedicate tonight's episode to my sister in love, Angel Lux. You ready? Oh, and it's been my gym partner, my motivational baby. Somebody tell Troy once she loses weight and his stomach, baby, it's a wrap. So he better get on his job. It's a wrap, baby. We be doing our jump ropes. She was meal prepping this week, and listen, you had me motivated. I ain't meal prep, but I got everything else.
I try.
You try? All right, so you know you got to give your shout outs. You on the couch, so it's different now. You got to give a shout out.
Shout out to my hubby.
Ooh, my fellow
my sisters in here. I love you
Yes.
guys so much. I have the best sisters, and
You
are forever my sister. But I have such a good family, and just shout out to all of y'all, my family, my siblings. I just love y'all.
And of course the babies and my niece Jeanette. Well, all of them, but yes, okay. So listen, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I don't know, because listen, I got some inboxes earlier. People say they're not gonna watch tonight because they're afraid of what we're gonna say. But we here to tell them the truth, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to help y'all decide who y'all gonna vote for. That's what we're really trying to help y'all with. So, okay. I just shared this with her offline. But there was a presidential election that I did not vote in. And my uncle got wind of it. And if you know my uncle and you know our relationship, you know why I take what he says very seriously. And he said, well, I was told that you did vote, and I hope this is not true. And my response to him was, see, what had happened was, and I just left it at that, because what had happened was, I ain't like either one of the candidates that was on the ballot, so I just didn't vote. So, when was the last time that you voted in the presidential election?
I'm glad you made that clear.
Yes.
Presidential election.
Yes.
We all know that election is just not presidential.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the most important election is always going to be your local and state.
And y'all ain't see that Polk County only turned up at 17%, but we're going to let them be great tonight.
Yeah. So with that being said, the last time I voted was 2012. Yes, that was
12 years ago.
That was the run with Obama. That was the last time I voted in the presidential election. So
who you voted for?
I voted for Obama.
Okay. Yeah. You know, there's some people that said he was probably the worst president that we could have had because he was like the most war-driven president.
He had a lot to do.
It was a lot of cleaning up.
It was a lot of cleaning up.
Okay. Were you satisfied with your vote?
The first time, yes. The second time towards the end, not so much.
Okay.
But overall, I was okay.
You was okay?
I was okay.
Okay. Well, y'all heard her say it, 2012?
Yes.
My uncle's gonna cringe because I'm gonna send him that and say,
so is my dad. I know my dad. My dad's sisters, don't tell dad.
Put it in the family group chat.
Please do not tell Mr. James Harris, because...
Or Mr. Guy Fields that you ain't vote either, because...
I voted for him, though, so...
Okay.
We good on the local.
Oh, we good on the local? Okay, let's jump right into it, because I don't want us to. What are your thoughts on Miss Kamala Harris? Your personal thoughts, because it's a lot of us as Black women who we want to see a woman that looks like us in office, and well, is she like us? Because that's one of the things too. I gotta piss y'all off with it. That's one of the things too, that she has not been identified as a Black woman. She's always identified as an Indian woman, but now that she's in this campaign run for the presidential election, she's identified as a Black woman.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your thoughts on her.
So I get the significance of it. Yes. And I get that, you know, we love to celebrate being the first, especially when it comes to Black people and people that look Black, or, you know, so I get it.
Because are you Black?
I am. Always. Mama and Daddy. So I get it. I get that, the symbolism of it. I understand the significance that it could hold. But for me personally, that goes to the wayside, because I'm more focused on
what you gonna do for us.
What you gonna do for? Because I vote for 3 reasons.
Okay, let's give them.
These are my 3 reasons why I vote.
Okay.
I vote in the best interest of me.
Okay.
The best interest of my family.
Okay.
And the best interest of my community. Those are the reasons why.
And you said community.
Community.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I vote.
Okay.
I don't vote for symbolism. I don't vote because, and I don't want to sound harsh when I say this. But I don't vote because of what my grandma or granddad or ancestors did, because you know we get shamed for that. Oh, you didn't vote. Your ancestors died for this, and I honor that. I don't want to be harsh, but I want you to understand that the reason why I vote is for something tangible, just like they did. They didn't fight just to put a ballot in. They voted for change.
But they didn't stand in line and do all of that for us to be stupid either now.
Exactly. So you
said something when we went to the watch party a few weeks ago that I feel is very important for people to know as well. We would be more okay with Kamala if she was like, you know, show us where you really from. It's the fact that she's not owning up to her roots and who she really is what's bothering me the most.
I think, cause, you know, and the funny thing is, because my godmother, shout out to my godmother, Mother Bear, Linda Thames.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Mom Bear gonna come for us.
So I called her because, you know, it's this, I don't know, for whatever reason they have this fascination of wanting to keep asking this woman about her collard greens.
Why does it matter?
I don't.
She can't do them better than me, but okay.
I know what they're trying to do, but I don't like it, and I don't like the pandering. So I get it, but I call.
What you say? You want to hear about the saltfish?
I want to hear about it all.
Okay.
Just, if you are, you know, her mom is from India. I've never
Jen just asked, how is she not owning up to her roots? Because now she has never, if you go back and look, she's never identified as a black woman as much as she has since this election has started.
And it's been pushed. And I'm okay. Like, I'm really okay with you having multiple backgrounds and coming from different places. But hone in on that. It's okay.
On all of it.
It's okay to talk about your Indian heritage. It's okay to talk about your Jamaican roots. Can I be honest? Black people keep Jamaican spots open. We love us some oxtails. We love us some curry goat. We love us some beans and rice. We
you
love
know, somebody
it.
just asked me, was I a yardie? I was like, what, a yard? I was
We
like,
love
what the hell
it.
is that?
It's nothing more than some good Jamaican food. So
if they would have asked her more about the curry goat and stuff than the collard greens, you would be okay.
Right, if you're gonna do that. Now, none of it is necessary for me. Let me just make that clear.
Because again, what does it have to do with what she's gonna do for us?
Nothing. None of it is necessary. But I think it's just, it plays to the pandering, and that rubs me the wrong way. Because get to the facts, get to what your policies are.
So let's talk about these facts, because you know we talked about this before. With, you know, there are a lot. Statistically, there are more people saying that she put more black people in jail. And let me just be clear about something. And I know it's, people hate when I say it. She did not put black men in jail. I just want to be very clear about that. Black men put themselves in jail. Now, you want to argue with the time that they spent in the charges, the time that they got for the charges, then we can argue that all day long. But let's be clear about something, because I'm so tired of people saying, oh, she put black men in jail. She wanted black people to stay. No, black men put themselves in, and that goes with the whole, y'all wanted to trend the word demur. No, let's trend the word accountability. And half of y'all still don't. Never mind, I'm not gonna go to that. But anyway, let's take in the accountability part of that. She did not put them in jail. Now, can we argue that there were some people that were actually due to be exonerated and she chose not to do so? Then that's fair to say. Y'all, she is multiracial. I haven't seen anywhere that she didn't claim that y'all are listening to Trump's ignorant commercials. That's not true.
So let me address that. So let me make a clear disclaimer, because what I don't want people to is, just because we criticize one side, does not automatically mean that we support the other. So speaking for me personally, I'm neutral when it comes to my political allegiance. I don't have none to no party. My allegiance lies to policy. I don't care who gives it to me, because the Civil Rights Act was passed by Lyndon B. Johnson, which was a full-blown racist. But he passed that bill. So I can care less of what you think of me, you know, whatever it is. What are your policies? What are you going to do for me? So again, just because I'm criticizing one side does not mean that I fully support the other, and vice versa. Two things can be true at the same time. I can criticize both, and it's okay. And I think that's the problem that we have, especially with black people. When we have questions about her, and when we voice our concerns, we immediately get shot down. We immediately get, oh, you're a Trumper, or you don't know what you're talking about, or stick to this. Like, I hear it, like, all these rappers. It sounds like they'll shut up and play basketball.
Right, because stick to what that mean?
Because if you a rapper, it's like, oh, stick to rapping. You don't know what you're talking about. But y'all okay with Plies, right?
I mean, I do love me some Plies.
But Plies can talk about it, though. And he's a rapper. And so let's keep it fair. Like, I don't have to have a degree in political science to know that this is what I want for me, my household, and my community. Because I am a taxpaying American.
Ooh, drops mic. Okay. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on Trump? And since we do have some people that are, I'm not going to say that they are against Kamala or they are against Trump. You want to vote for who you want to vote for. But I will say this, and I learned a valuable lesson the night that you came to ride for your side. If we don't like his policies, that's one thing. If we don't like his personality, that's one thing. But I think those are the things that we need to stop looking at, like his personality. Like, do we need to stop looking at his personality? Do we need to stop looking at the way that he talks to people? If you ask me, I don't like none of it at all. I just feel like for him to feel like he can speak to people however the hell he wants to, that's crazy to me. For him to mock, first of all, for him to mock the disabled breaks my heart in so many different ways. So he just, I'm
agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
Agree. And
what are your thoughts on him?
So my thoughts is for.
And y'all ain't gonna tell me he ain't racist. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
Now, if we want to pull back the skin, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. But again, I can care less about how you feel about me. What are your policies that's going to benefit me? Because it's a bunch of races out here that we just don't know, that we walk in and have common interactions with that we don't know about. So, but back to how I feel about Trump. Personally, I don't feel that he's a good guy. I do feel like he is definitely a character. Because we got to understand, this is a man that's coming from an entertainment business. Mm-hmm. He's not this politician that is polished. And so he's coming from a world of, he's here to entertain.
I think we gotta put Donald Trump back. We gotta make Donald Trump the president because we gotta destroy it before we elevate. I never quite understood what exactly that meant, but the fact that you're right, he is an entertainer, but a lot of people would like to say too, oh, he's not a politician. Yes, the hell he is. He's been the president. Right. He's definitely a politician at this point.
Right. So I look at it from that way. He's an entertainer. He's a politician because he was our former president. But for as him personally, no, I can't say that I would care for him to be personally. Wouldn't care for him personally. Okay. And some of the things that he has said and done, it has hurt. And it has not only hurt the Black community and things that he's said and done, it's hurt other groups as well. So on a personal level, no, I don't. But again, I'm not an emotional person when it comes to my vote.
Oh, so many of my friends have told me that we got to take our emotions out of politics.
So, and I get it. You want to make sure that, you know, your voice is being heard and you want to express your frustration. I'm with that. But my vote is my currency. So it's a transaction. What are you going to, if I give you this, what am I going to get in return? So
with that being said, you're not just going to vote for Kamala because she's a Black woman that looks like you.
No.
Okay, so let's circle back. So I know we asked, what are your thoughts on Kamala? What are your thoughts on Trump? What are the policies that you agree and disagree with when it comes to Kamala?
So, and I asked my sisters about this earlier. I'm so thankful for them because I wanted to make sure that this wasn't just, yes. So I appreciate them so much. Because I didn't want this to be a one-sided thing. Because I know if I really go hard, it's going to make it seem like I'm just the biggest Kamala hater. I'm not. So some of the things that they mentioned was that they feel like she would just be a better leader. They wouldn't have to worry about, you know, the nastiness of coming off for us. Like,
he does operate in division. Yeah. I don't like that, but go ahead.
And they feel like, you know, with her, they'll protect women's the reproductive rights.
Trump just said the other day that he will make IVF free through the healthcare system. Now, I was with him on that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so that was some of the things for the women's rights, the reproductive rights, and just overall, just having they feel like she's better qualified for the job than he is.
And what do you not like about what policies do?
So some of the things that the same concerns that I share with them is the issues on border control. So as vice president, that's literally her position and her job right now. And, you know, it's not being done well. So that's a major concern because we have a bunch of cities that's having this migration immigrant problem, especially I got my sister lives out in Colorado. They are having issues with immigrants and she lives in that area. And then in Chicago, one thing about it,
Let's talk about the DNC being held. Hold on, let me make sure I don't miss on comments. Hi, Vic. Vic says he is not a political persona. Career politicians are literally groomed to maintain some of the same type of political
And he's not
tones.
that. He's definitely not that. He was not groomed for this. He did not come from that. So yeah, he wasn't.
So let's talk about, and I know I'm adding stuff, but it's okay. Let's talk about the DNC being held in Chicago.
I would just say it. I thought it was disrespectful.
As fuck.
And I thought it was so disrespectful.
But tell them why
to have it in Chicago, because Chicago has become the code word for black crime. Whenever you mention black crime, Chicago is the buzzword. It's like we are all responsible for the crime in Chicago. I've never been.
It's beautiful. Now I will say the part that Biscuit and I went to, which we did say in downtown. Maharu. Oh, girl, people don't know her middle name. She gonna get you. She is the only auntie that is allowed to call Biscuit by her middle name. But when Mahara and I went, we stayed in downtown. So I was not experiencing that with my baby. We stayed in downtown. So
So and prior to this here, I watched a video of this young lady that was saying that she was having issues with, again, Chicago's a Democrat ran city. So she was having issues with the people that live in Chicago literally are getting their homes taken away from eminent domain or for maybe some taxes issues or whatever.
But then there were some things that paperwork was being forged,
right?
Or signed illegally, notarized illegally.
Mm-hmm. So and it was a big interview. It was on the Breakfast Club, and she inherited a townhome from her mother, and the city just came and completely demolished it without letting her know about it. So she's been in this constant fight. She's been in this constant fight with Chicago. And with all the issues that's going in Chicago, you have so many people that is really struggling, even with the immigration, because they feel like, okay, you have all this money to give to the immigrants, but we're struggling in Chicago. They are literally closing schools and reopening them for shelter for immigrants. And you have people in Chicago that is really complaining about that. You got homelessness. You got no job. We talk about crime, but the number one reason for crime is poverty. It's poverty. You want to cure crime, get rid of poverty.
So if the United States, because we're already in debt, we're just already in debt. If the United States just decided to give money to everyone, let's just say they gave every American, we're just speaking for the sake of the conversation, $100,000. Do you feel like that would solve the problem? We print our own money, but do you feel like that would solve the problem if we were to just give every American, and I say documented American, let me be clear, because we're going to talk about that immigration thing as well. Mm-hmm. But do you think that would solve our problem?
I would believe it would be a definite boost to the economy. Now, for us, like if you want to talk about the debt side of it, where that money going to come from, then that's a whole nother conversation.
I feel like we're going to always be in debt anyway, so might as well just print the money and give it out. But again, I don't really know how all of that works, right. So I could be speaking wrong on that. So let's talk about the immigrants. And we got to be careful with this because I don't know if I have some people that are undocumented, immigrants, but I had a situation at work not too long ago, and this customer called and was upset because he wanted his money released to him, and said that he's an undocumented immigrant and he's been waiting on that money for months. I can't go into detail as to why there's a stall on the money being given to him, but it pissed me off because for one, you calling to demand some money from me when you don't even belong here. And this situation probably would not have occurred if you not been here.
Right.
One of the things that Melania Trump said, and I'm not a fan of, well, first of all, let me make this clear. I love the way she dressed. I don't care what y'all say. She can dress. I love that about her. One of the things that she said was she was not from here, but she went the right way to get her paperwork. She went back and she got her citizenship. Like she did the right way. That is my problem, that people will not do it the right way. So yet we do have taxpayers like us paying for these immigrants to live. Like it's just not fair. It's just not. So what are your thoughts on immigration? And do you feel that Donald Trump, like we all joked about the wall, don't get me wrong. I even got held up in Mexico. So I went to Cancun right after Trump got put into office. And I made a post on Facebook that said, y'all tell Trump to hold up the wall until I get back. Y'all, they would not let me leave Mexico. I went to go check in the day before. I couldn't check in. They told me they didn't have any information on my flight. I called the airlines. They were like, you have to get to the airport 3 hours early. I get to the airport. They searched me. They had to do a whole background check, everything. All from this one fucking post that I made, y'all. All from this post. But I will say, I feel like that is something that the economy needs. We do need better border control.
We do. So I understand, what America looks like for people that's coming from third world countries. I get it.
I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a second.
I get it. I understand it. So you're leaving a place that's war torn or, seeking asylum and stuff like that. I understand that. But I'm about, you have to take care of home first. The old saying is just sweep around your porch before you worry about somebody else.
That is true.
And I feel like we have too much going on with our homelessness. We have, because all of this is costing. The money is coming from somewhere to house, to, for healthcare. These people are getting healthcare. You have to treat them. This money is coming from somewhere. And when it's coming from somewhere, that means it's getting pulled from another place.
Right.
So that's the issue that I have with immigration is because you're dumping all of this money here, but then you're forgetting about your American people.
Oh, and we're gonna talk about the American people and everybody else that they forgetting to get. Let's see. It takes. Leslie said it does take more than money, so she doesn't agree that we could just give. And that's 100% correct. I just kind of want to throw it out there. Vic said we got a taste of that during COVID, and everyone blew it on designer stores, which they did. Yeah. I mean, it's a mindset thing. Jasmine said some people are so greedy they would still be robbing people to get more money than what was given. That's true. Note too many wouldn't reinvest it. That would cause bad inflation. So, okay, and that's fair. I just wanted to, again, just throw it out there to see if that would be a solution. Is Trump really the businessman that all of us think he is? And let me say this, because some people say
they're voting him because of his business mind.
But then isn't this the guy that filed bankruptcy?
So here's the thing about that.
Okay, and y'all tell me, y'all school me. What am I missing here?
I remember, I'm not sure if it had to be the last election when he was running against Biden.
Okay.
When they wanted him to release his taxes, right? It was a whole big thing about wanting to release his taxes and seeing if he's really paying his share, his fair share. One thing that he said that really stuck out to me was, I'm benefiting on what the tax codes are. Am I wrong for benefiting from it? If they wanted to change it, they would.
They would.
But the secret is they're also benefiting from it as well. He's just more vocal about it. So I was like, because he was like, if you don't want me to get these tax breaks and all these different things, then change the tax laws.
Google unreplacement migration. Bankruptcy is not always bad. Not enough of us understand finances, so we get it bad. But I get that. I just wanted to know, is he because a lot of people want to vote for him and put him back into office because they feel like America needs to be ran as a business and they think that he can do that. And I'm not knocking it. I just wanted to know, is he really the businessman? Because also too, it was something about they went to go look into he filed bankruptcy, but all of his good stuff was in a trust. So many people need to be educated on those things.
If you knew the codes, if you knew the secret.
Me and my people would benefit off of them as well.
We get stuff late, right?
And that be the problem.
We get information late on how to put things in trust and things for our kids and things like that to get around taxes. Because if everybody could get around taxes, they would.
So I want to plug in, actually I'm plug in two people. My insurance agent, Eric Walker, Ewall, he has definitely taught me a lot of things. So that's someone like with setting up the trust and just things like that. He's very just educated on. So he's somebody I want to plug in. For those of you that are on the live, if you have not purchased the book, Why Don't We Ask Why? Vic will probably drop the link. If he does it, then I will. I think it's a book that everyone needs to read. And two, it's something that the reason I say people need to read it, because when you think about, well, why do I move this way? Why do I vote this way? Why do I act this way? you'll start thinking about it a lot more. And that when you say people, we get things late, it's because we don't ask.
Yeah.
We don't educate ourselves. We don't self-educate. We are waiting on other people to give us this information instead of going out to get it ourselves. And that's why we end up finding out the information.
And there's such thing as gatekeepers as well. We do have that, unfortunately, in our community.
We do.
Where if we only have a certain amount that wants to get it, everybody else, I can't give you all the secrets, then you're going to be on the same level as me. That's that crab in the barrel. But
listen, I just had one guy, this was a couple weeks ago, I needed some information on a nonprofit. I actually not have it. We were told that there was a form that we didn't have. So I reached out to someone that was very knowledgeable. She wanted to charge me $700 to teach me about this. I sat on the phone with the IRS for 30 minutes and got that form for free.
Yeah.
Why don't we ask ourselves, and why don't we just go ahead and self-educate and stop waiting on people to give us the information? So let's go over the track record for both, because I know you did some research.
I did.
Let's do. Okay, we're gonna, because I know they feel like we only voted for. We rooted for Trump. Let's start out with his track record.
So again, I'm so neutral on this.
Okay.
Because like I said, the last time I voted was in 2012. Okay, so that means I did not vote for Trump when he was running against Hillary, and I did not vote with Biden when he was running against Trump. And this time it's still up in the air. So
let me call my uncle and tell him that you said it.
So I'm neutral on this, and the reason why I wanted to disassociate with myself with political parties because I just
so your card says independent.
It does.
Okay.
So the reason why I did that is because both parties started looking the same for me, and I didn't like that.
Ooh.
And it's speaking from a black person's thing.
Okay.
That's where I'm going to come from with that.
Oh.
To me, it started looking the same. It was just one was overt and the other was covert. It started looking the same to me, and I didn't like that. I started looking at what have you done for black people and what have you done to better the community, because when I look at crime rate and we talk about Chicago and all these different places, these are Democratic ran cities. It has been that for decades. For decades. Every 4 years, we come to this cycle about having to do this and do that. Every 4 years, it's the same song and dance.
When do we get out of the cycle?
When do we get off this wheel? When do we get off of that? So I decided I don't want to be a part of it, because oftentimes we get so tied to the actual party that we forget about
the policies. Agreed.
And that's extreme on both sides. We know how the Trumpers are. We know how they get down. We know all that. But we also know it's the same extremism on the other side, because to me, when you tell me to vote blue, no matter who, you are out your mind. And what you're telling me is
it don't matter.
It don't matter, and that I can go in there blind.
But that's not what our ancestors had us.
No.
Oh, okay. But you sure?
No. It was for policies.
You sure?
Policies.
Okay.
By way of voting.
Okay.
By way the avenue, the vehicle to get those policies just so happened to be by voting, but it was to get policies changed. It was to change communities. So I got off of that train.
Okay.
I got off of it because I didn't feel like it was serving best for my community.
And people need to learn to take voting personally.
Personally.
Emotion. I told y'all I'm learning this, to take the emotions out of it, but they do need to take it personally.
And I say this with the utmost sincerity. I'm not voting for my ancestors. I appreciate what they did. God knows, like I had a grandmother that really put in that work to make sure that voting was accessible for people that looked like her in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. But it was done for a reason. It was done to get policy.
It should be mad as hell that you over here just voting blue just because you're going against what they actually stood for to get that right.
Now, my grandmother is strong on that blue side. I'll say that. She was very strong, but I understand that, because you have to look at that time, look at what was being done for them at that time and what those bills was that get. They were getting tangibles.
Don't jump too far ahead, because we gotta piss them off with that too. But let's go back. Wait, we gotta go back. The track record. Kamala. No, Trump. We started with Trump.
So for me, I guess what his biggest thing were, and a lot of it, if we're gonna be honest, because again, I'm not gonna criticize one side without criticizing the other. I'm just not gonna do that. a lot of that, we had this extra money was because of COVID, y'all. Like it was the stimulus money.
Were you richer during COVID?
I had a little cushion.
Okay.
It was coming through. The stamps was stamping. The food was fooding. But we're paying for it right now.
Exactly.
So it's only and I understand.
And I can't even. Well, it actually depends on the parent that claimed the child got the extra money, because during that time as well, y'all already know. I've told you guys, Rico and I split the rotate the years, so I didn't get some of that. We didn't split. Well, first of all, I didn't even find out about it until after it was done.
And what was the credit? The extra $300?
No, it was $1,400. But where you was? Oh, it was $1,400.
But when you went to file, they deducted that. You wasn't getting that. So
exactly.
You thought you was gonna have another amount, but that was deduct. They just gave it to you early.
In advance.
That's all.
In advance. But a lot of people don't know that. They don't take the time to research these things.
So when it's coming from that point, you have to equate what was going on at that time. We were in a pandemic. People were losing jobs. This is no different than what Bush did. Remember, he gave out those stimulus checks for like $900.
That must have been before
you.
Okay, that was okay. I didn't get that. My mama probably got that, but I didn't get that.
This was during this was years. But it was the same thing to boost the economy. So I get it when things.
Obama came out and did. I think it was $700 when Obama did it.
Yeah. So I
but they took it back when you filed.
I get it. So his track record is, of course, being hard on water,
which we agree.
I agree. And now if on record, if you're gonna ask me, do I agree anything with Trump on? I'm gonna say that yes, I 100% agree.
And the fact that IVF should be free. That's mine. IVF should be free.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I agree with them on that. So I get it. And also you have to understand that when you, I'm not a person I'm not a business person.
Okay.
Right. So if I had a business, and you see a lot of more business people wanting him and supporting him because of the tax breaks that he gave, the incentives that he gave, all of that. So I can see why a business would support him and want that, because who doesn't want to keep more money in
their pockets, right?
If we all can get a little bit back, that's what we're gonna do.
Are we gonna get more money if he gets put into office?
We'll see.
Okay. We'll see. Because I saw this one lady, she said when Trump was in office, she could afford everything. She had some money. She said now that Biden is in office, she said she can't even afford a breath of fresh air. Okay.
Now inflation things have changed, because, and I've seen videos like this countless times of when people do, online grocery shopping. And was it last year where we had that crazy amount of prices on eggs? It was ridiculous. So we're not going to act like things have not increased and inflation has not happened, because it has. But I do believe that that's also a result from all that money, all that stimulus, and all. It's going to.
Somebody has to pay for it. Somebody has to pay for it.
So
okay. So this was like my second favorite thing that I wanted to talk about tonight. The thoughts on the acts being done for the Asian community, the LGBTQ community. However, the Black and brown communities continue to be disposable. We ain't received our reparations yet. You seen your 40 acres and a mule yet? 40 acres and a mule? None of that. But the fact that, and I know I'm gonna piss somebody off with that, but the fact that they have a hate crime bill now. Protection is, hell, it's even protection for the transgenders. I'm gonna let y'all mind y'all own business, because when y'all gonna stand before God, he gonna say that it's not what I sent you down there as, but I'm gonna let y'all stand before God with that yourselves. However, there's even things that protects them. We didn't even have to be brought over here, if I'm being completely honest. But you see, Black people want to vote Democrat because they say that is the way to go. They have not. What have they done for us? That's just as good. Can we truthfully blame inflation on the president, and how much control do they have?
That's why I say that a lot of that is the boomerang effect of the pandemic. A lot of that is. It just is.
It's not going to take us out of that, though.
Whoever is going to, it didn't matter who else was going to be president. I feel like because of the pandemic and all this money that was dumped, this was going to happen no matter who was in office. Before that, what you just said, this is where I think I may sound a little radical.
Oh, okay.
Because I have such love, and when I say this, I don't mean any hate or any less for any other group. I have such love for Black people that it gets me so upset when I see other groups getting that, and it's okay. I don't want no other group to not have, but don't tell me that you don't have this for specifically for Black people when you do for other groups. And I did my research today because I wanted to really come prepared, because again, when you unfortunately, and I see this a lot online, when you have opposing views, then you don't know what you're talking about, or leave that up to them, or you don't have this certain degree. And like I said earlier, my degree is me being born here and being an American citizen, a taxpayer. Period. I don't need nothing else. And I actually do my due diligence. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I know everything about everything, but I do.
When it comes to politics,
my job.
This is why she's here.
I try to do it. And like I said, I don't know everything. It's I would literally have to watch CNN all day. And it's people that do that. I don't do that.
Oh, we can't.
I don't watch CNN all day. I don't watch Fox News, MSN all day. I can't do that. So I'm not gonna act like I know everything. But if it's something that I want to know and I need to know, I'm gonna educate myself. I'm not gonna wait on nobody else. I'm not gonna wait on you telling me that this is who I need to support. I'm gonna do my own research. So I think it's very disrespectful because when we get into the anti-Asian hate crime law, it's really called the COVID-19 bill. That's what it's really called. It's not called the anti-Asian law.
See why she here and she did her research?
It's not called that.
Okay.
But that's the trick bag, because since they didn't name it that, then it's like, oh well, no, this is the COVID, you know. But I read it, guys. I read it. And anytime you want to look up a bill, go to, I think it's congress.gov. You can pull up every single bill that has been passed.
Let's look.
So I looked it up, and it was a commentator on TV that was kind of scolding and criticizing a popular R&B artist. Y'all can figure that out who it is. But he was kind of scolding him and saying, "Oh no, that bill isn't."
Oh, is that the one with Tyrese?
That bill isn't just for. That bill isn't just for Asians. It's because of COVID and this. But I read it, guys. I read
Which
it.
one we looking up? Okay, we got Congress.gov. Okay.
You can type in, just put in, if you...
you want to type in the COVID-19 bill?
Yes. So, in that bill, it talks about the response that had negatively affected on the Asian community, I think it was the Hawaiians, and the Pacific. So it all grouped them in together. So it did actually say their group. And it also said that they condemn hatred towards Asians and other groups. So I'm fine with that, right? Because no group should have that hatred towards them. But do you know it is not one bill that is condemning. Because even, and I looked this up, we like to talk about the Emmett Till lynching law. I looked that up. It does not say I condemn lynching for Black people. The Civil Rights Act does not say I want to, get rid of discrimination for Black people. See, we don't get bills specifically for us, even though it was brought on us.
But they're pandering to, never mind.
It was brought us, the Civil Rights Acts of 1964 and 1968. Those are bills to stop discrimination against race, gender, creed, religion. It did not say anything about Black people. You know who all those people are? Everybody. See, we get grouped in with everybody, but we're the one that is suffering. We're the ones that put that on our back. We're the ones that have our legends being killed. Medgar Evers, Malcolm X.
If you've never seen what was the movie about? The title for Medgar Evers. But that is, I had Biscuit watch that movie. That was a really good movie. It's really old, but you have to watch that. So we
fight for these bills for things that are specifically happening to us, and when we get a bill to combat that, somehow it goes to benefit everybody. It's okay. It's okay.
I ain't living right.
It goes to benefit everybody. And I felt it disrespectful because
she felt that, y'all.
I felt that disrespectful when I read that bill because it specifically said in that bill that they condemn hatred towards Asians, and we've never gotten that for us.
After all that we've been
never,
through.
it's never nothing written in a bill that they condemn. Don't tell me about an anti-lynching law when y'all let the lady that lied on him die. Even after the bill came about. Mm-hmm. What does the bill mean if this lady still lived her whole
entire life,
and was protected? This lady was protected her whole entire life. So what does that lynching law? What does it mean?
Who paid for her protection?
Her community, the whole entire community, because everybody knew who she was. Everybody knew. But don't tell me about these laws that you're passing for us if nothing is being happening for it. Don't tell me about an Emmett Till law, anti-lynching law, when the person, again, that was responsible for his death couldn't even get prosecuted for it. Oh, they brought up the charges, but somehow they can't be. This is a federal law. Why aren't you abiding by the law?
Because that doesn't apply for us. It doesn't benefit. Okay.
But it's both ooh and have ooh.
Okay. So a lot of people don't know this. Not only are you my sister in love, but you are also a poll worker.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience as a poll worker.
So again,
what inspired you to become a poll worker?
My grandmother.
Okay.
My grandmother.
Okay.
This is Daisy Harris Wade. Love of the life. She was a poll worker, and she was one of those ones that will work the polls. She would take people to go to the polls to actually vote for people that couldn't, didn't have transportation. So
hold on, because we got a good comment. We also only hear about one part of these bills that are passed so that the focus and argue for the point. Meanwhile, we overlook the 30 things that include the same bill. This is why so many bills are passed in Congress overnight.
And that's our fault.
Very good, yeah.
Because if we don't read, like I said, I didn't know. I'm not going to sit up and say that I knew everything about these bills, but I did.
You wanted to educate yourself.
I wanted to know what in that bill, in the anti-Asian law, what was in that bill. And you can't tell me that it wasn't specifically for them, because where did the money go? The money went somewhere. Because if it's for everybody, if the Civil Rights Act law is to, get rid of discrimination, all that, but why do we need that extra bill if it's supposed to be for everybody?
It was not for everybody. It was not for us. Okay. So let's go back to, so your grandmother inspired you to be a poll worker. Okay.
So when I didn't want to be one of these people that just came in and vote and didn't know anything. I felt it very interesting. Whenever I would come in and vote, it was always a quick and easy process. In Polk County, because we all know that in Florida, we have had issues all the way back to the 2000 election. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Like a scandal deal.
With the Chad hanging and all that with Al Gore and Bush. We've had issues with elections. And when I became of age and wanted to vote, I just found that always interesting how when I came in as a voter, it was always so simple and so easy. In and out, no problem.
I voted early this year too, and I felt like I was
in and out. I was in and out in 5 minutes. Yeah. When I came in, it was boom, boom. But I knew that it had to be a lot of work behind that. And I wanted to know that. I wanted to know because that's how serious I take my vote. I want to know that my vote is being counted. When you vote, when the polls close at 7:00, they print out a long sheet of everybody. They don't put nobody's names, but they put everybody that voted at that precinct. So if you feel like you want to see who all voted at this precinct, after 7 p.m., they tape it on the wall. You can go and look.
You can go back and look.
You can go and look who all voted for. So I wanted to know that. So when I started with that, I think I was like 27. I was one of the youngest ones. Because I'm gonna be honest, it's mostly
Daisy is so proud.
it was really geared towards the retired, because it is a long day. It's really a 14, 15-hour day, because regular polls are already open from 7 to 7. So we had to be there an hour early. Sometimes we can be there 2 hours after 7:00. So it's a very long, tedious day.
And some people just don't want to put up with
it. Some people don't have the time for it. You know, I had small kids at the time, but again, this is what I want to do. So I made the effort and put the time in to block that off because that's what I wanted to do. So when I started, it was mostly older people, retired, again, because they got the time. And I got questioned. Was like,
why you here?
Like, literally. And I was low-key flattered because I felt like, you know, they was genuinely wanting to know, like, wow, we're glad you're here because we don't never see nobody young here. Okay. So it was cool, you know, even though I was kind of like, okay. But
and you see a lot more whites than blacks?
It depends on what area of town you're in.
Okay, that's fair.
It depends. So I'm on the north side, so it's mostly
okay.
But when I'm there, I love my precinct. I always normally work the same precinct, and I have grown a real relationship with some of those coworkers.
Okay.
I'm the assistant clerk.
Oh, you got a title now.
I am second in command.
Ooh.
So, because I've done this it's been over 10 years.
I was gonna say you've been a poll worker for a while. Okay.
Yeah, and anybody can do it. There is this not an application. If you are a registered voter, you can be a poll worker.
And some of y'all need to check that to make sure that you are actually registered, because a lot of y'all be having opinions and can't even vote or not registered to vote. Okay.
So anybody can do it. You can call. We're in Polk County, so you can call your Polk County Elections Office, whatever county that you're in. Just call the elections office.
Okay.
And yes.
That's you see her with the titles.
And it's so funny because the lady asked me to do the general, but I wasn't prepared to do. The primaries. I wasn't prepared to do the primary, so I am going to do the general election. I am going to do that. Okay. That's going to be a busy, long day, but I love it because it makes time go by fast.
Yes. Okay.
But it is really.
I'm going to bring you something up. I'm going to come see you.
You can't.
Oh, I can't?
If you don't vote, if that's not your precinct, then you can't.
I can
leave it outside. You can leave it outside. Okay. I can come out there and get it.
Okay.
But so you, to me, because again, Florida has been known to having issues with voting, especially down in Miami. And that's every year. It seemed like we're always waiting on Miami-Dade County to give us their numbers. And I can honestly say in Polk County, we've never had any issues with voter fraud, nothing.
Well, let's talk about that right quick. Because we came in at a low of, was it 15 or 17%? What did we come in at Jazz? Was it 15 or 17%?
I think
was it 17%? Because I think it was 14% the night we looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
At that time we looked at it. But did we make it to 17?
I think.
Polk County alone, what do you say to your county?
It was 17.
It was 17? Okay. What do you say to your county?
We play too much.
Because somebody, was it Red? It was. Antonia Bennett. Shout out to, she was the Lake Gibson head coach, basketball coach. She went on a rant that next day. Y'all know I love Corey Tuma to death, so y'all do not come for him. She said, y'all go vote for the Facebook Awards, and that shit don't even matter.
Where's the lie? Where's the line?
Y'all will stand in line and vote for the other bullshit, or y'all will vote for the other bullshit, but won't go stand in line to vote. Like,
where's the
we
line?
as a county have to do better.
And because to me,
because a lot of y'all really do be waiting on the Facebook award to drop.
Be waiting for that award, which is fine, you know.
But what do you say to your county?
I don't think people really understand the importance of your local government, and this is why I don't feel no type of way, and I don't care about getting any slack when I say I haven't participated in the presidential election, because what I feel is far more important than that is my local and state government, because the things that they do in my school board and county commission, I live out in the county, so Polk County commissions, I'm more concerned about what they do. I got a sign in my neighborhood right now saying that we have a meeting to put stops in my neighborhood, and I'm gonna go because these people be driving too crazy, and I don't want my kids out there playing and something happen. So things like that we need to show up to, and we need to understand that these are the things.
That's why I don't want to live in the community. Put me out in the, we country girls anyway. We from Mulberry. I want to be in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, we still have to vote for our community.
Yes, and I think that's because we get so riled up with the presidential election. And I know it's exciting.
It's exciting for all the wrong reasons, though, because we're so focused on is she really black or not, or why do he talk to people this way? We haven't really focused on what they're gonna do for us. And her collard greens still don't taste better than mine, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, we gotta wrap it up. I tell you what my godmother said about the collard green, but my godmother said that don't nobody clean no greens in no tub, and if you ever fix some greens that you don't clean the tub, she called them safety people on you. Cause that is not what we learned to clean our greens. Mom, I said this can't be the tub. I said, well, I'm thinking they're talking about that tin tub. I said, that's what she's talking about. I said, we ain't cleaning it today. Well, our godmother, they probably did. Right. Back in the day where some houses didn't have like indoor plumbing or, I know at my grandma in Pierce, we had to put hot water in the tub. We had to boil the hot water. So we're definitely not filling up no full tub to clean some greens. Because how are you going to keep getting that water out? You going to drain it and your greens going to go out? So make it make sense. Sideways on that. That's what Miss Linda Thames said. She said, "No, she in the back." That's what. That is not how we. No, that is from her bear too. We know what her daddy said. Listen, that is not how we learned to clean. I think that she got the. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that I think she overheard the wrong tub, but I actually do think she probably did that. But because she's thinking about the wrong tub. It's not the bathtub, sweetie. It's the little washboard tub. But you would know that if you were black. Listen, we about to close out. We got to close out. What do you feel the people need? Tracy just doing, hey, auntie, but we was just talking about the Mulberry people. What do you feel that we as the people need to do in order to understand our government more? Find out what's important to you. Ooh. Because what's important to me may not be important to you. Okay. And align yourself with a politician that fits that. The 3 things that are important to me may not be important. What are your 3 things again? My 3 things are very important to me. First, number 1, reparations for Black Americans descended from American slavery. If you ain't speaking on that, you do not have my vote. And the fact that they just killed that bill in California, that the Democrats killed. I was gonna say, but put it out there who killed it though. The Democrats killed it. Now I won't even say killed the bill. They didn't even allow it to come to the floor to be heard. So, yeah. So, number 1, reparations for Black Americans. Is it gonna ever happen? They said slavery would never end. So when I hear people say, oh, they ain't gonna never give you this, they never thought slavery was gonna end. Very true. So I'm not, even if I don't get it in this lifetime, my great grandparents would have never thought we would have been free right now. So I might not see it in this lifetime, but I'm hoping that my generations to come will, because that's who I'm fighting for. Even if I don't get it, I'm still my ancestors put in the work for me to be here. When you want to talk about the work, you know, it was for a reason. So that's number 1. Reparations. If you ain't speaking on it, if you ain't, and I want this to be tight language. It has to be for Black Americans that descended from American slavery, because this is an American issue. Wherever it was slavery all over the place. In the Caribbean, everywhere. But go there and get your reparations. We're talking about American slavery here. So this is that's number 1. Second, immigration. Immigration is because I'm tired of paying for y'all. I had to say it, and I said it plenty of times. I'm tired of that, and I want a bill that is really going to be something specifically worded for Black people, because we've been pimped. And it's no other way about it, because for one, we allowed ourselves to be called minorities. And when we allowed ourselves to be called minorities or people of color, we lump ourselves in everybody else's. And that's why that bill is it's for everybody. That's why the Civil Rights Bill, it does not mention Black people. Because we lumped ourselves. That's something we did. That's everybody. That's something we did. That's everybody. Okay. So everybody is a minority except a heterosexual white man. Everybody. Okay.
But nobody has experienced what Black Americans have in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we have something specifically for us? It's not to demonize or.
But Kamala
to
just
do
said
anything.
she's not. If I'm not mistaken, she just had a post that says she's not gonna do that for Black African Americans. Did you see it?
I think this was her when she was running the first time.
It don't matter, but she said it.
She did say that.
She said it, and so it don't matter.
Forgive that. You know, what are you gonna do for Black people? No, I'm a person. I'm gonna listen to your words.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to your words, and I'm gonna listen to your action. If they line up, then I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
And so those three things, I anti-Black law specifically for Black people.
Okay.
I am tired of being lumped in and basically carrying everybody, and then everybody is getting benefits, but when it comes around to us, we left with nothing. And I'm in get it. If you're being harmed, get it, but don't get this bill off of our struggle and off of our back, and then we left with the bag. We left with nothing. The scraps. So, I know we tired of this. Who should you vote for? I'll never tell anybody who they should and shouldn't vote for.
Are you gonna vote? That's okay. We're gonna close out with this. Jazz, listen. Does David like to read?
Yeah.
Listen, Jazz. Vic dropped a book. Actually, you both can read it, but Vic dropped a link for a book. I think that you and David should actually read it. You guys can read it together or separate. It is a really good book. He dropped the link for it. Leslie is on here as well, so I think all of you guys should actually go purchase the book. He did drop the link, and I'm not just like trying to promote for him, but the book is really a good book. So if y'all don't do nothing else, make sure y'all go purchase that book. Are you gonna vote? Let's close it out with that. Are you going to vote? I'm gonna keep my answer to myself because I got in trouble the last time.
And like I said, initially when we had this question, I was very hesitant about even wanting to share when the last time I voted, because
in the presidential election,
because I have such reverence for voting, and I have such I see the importance of it, and I don't play with it. I'm not going to vote blue no matter who. I'm not going to go red.
That was a slogan. Go blue no matter who.
Blue all the way down no matter who. And I can't. And I'm not going to admit that I haven't done that in the past
because you didn't know any better.
I didn't know any better.
But now you know.
Now it doesn't matter what line or party you align yourself with. What are your policies? What are you going to do that's going to benefit me, my household, and my community?
Okay, that's it. Okay, look at my fellow. No, Black Americans, we give our vote away so freely. Treat your vote like your bill money. Spend it on the things that are necessary to you. Oh, Troy, you late because we already said it's a transaction. If I give you this vote, what are you gonna do for me? Look at Troy. He's late, but he's here.
Yeah.
Well, since he's here, let me just tell him one more thing before we close out. Okay. You know we've been working out, cardio, eating right, all of that. Once she loses stomach, Troy, it's a wrap. So you better. Okay, y'all. So listen, that was tonight's first edition on politics. I have a special guest joining me next week. I am currently still looking for a Republican to sit on side along with a fellow Democrat to have the conversation, because a lot of us don't know what the beliefs are, what the policies are for the Republicans and the Democrats. I really wish I could. I have a Black Democrat, but I really
because Anthony Brown. I don't like that. Please stop doing that.
Anthony Brown is a Black Republican. If I can get him, matter of fact, I'm gonna call him tonight.
Yes. If you can get a Black Republican, because I will admit I've had my.
Do you know one other than yourself?
Not somebody yet.
But if you do know,
whatever the benefits are at that moment.
If you do know a Black Republican, because the Democrat that I do have, he is a Black gentleman. He's actually a school teacher. Okay. So I do. Again, I know that we talk about a lot of controversial things on the couch, but I do aim to educate my people as well as entertain them at the same time. So that will be our second episode of the season of politics and religion. Religion will come more towards the end of the month. Troy said somebody had to watch the kids. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys spending your evening with me. Again, if you are on the live, make sure you go purchase the book. Why Don't We Ask Why? He actually put the link in there in the comments. So definitely purchase the book. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you.